This is my day 5 of manga making competition. My exams are finally over and now I get to work on my manga. The hard part, you know? The storyboarding part. I hate this part so much because writing the story is so easy, but storyboarding it, oh my god. And the way I was going, I was just speechless. Like, what I story was getting longer, it was getting so complicated. The guy's trauma was complicated, why she likes him was complicated. It was just getting too messy, and then a sinister thought came to my mind. What if I redo this? You might say, but buddy, that's like stupid. Why would you do that? You already drew like 20 pages of it and you're just gonna abandon it? Like, that's such a stupid idea. Okay, but it wasn't going anywhere. So what do you have to say for that? So I started of just redrawing every single thing from chapter 1 and just restructuring the whole story, the main two love interests, meaning the plot progression is way more simple and meaningful because the characters are simply motivated to do stuff rather than having this complex logic behind their actions, you know. But then what is gonna happen of the story that you already wrote, huh? Okay, I'm just gonna abandon it. I'm just gonna see how well if I am capable of doing it like justice. Like, it's a really good story, but I'm just not capable enough to render it right now because the story's subject matter was rather serious, and I was like drawing it as like a normal shoujo childish love manga, you know. So it's not like that. It's more like Oyasumi Punpun. Like, the miserable souls would know what I'm talking about. If you know that series, oh, Oyasumi Pun Pun. Do not Google it, but like that's my like reverse psychology for you to Google it. Yeah, do check it out. It's a really mature series, and it was something like that, you know. I think that's a very serious matter. You can't just like joke about it and stuff. So I was like, I'll stay away from it, and I just wrote this chill slice of life kind of manga, which is underwriting to the previous work, but it's okay because I want to complete the challenge also, you know. So I did manage to write the first chapter and draw it, which is the difficult part. And yes, it is quite easy because now I can know what the character's about to talk. I know what he fears. And as this challenge is a documentation of my manga journey, here are the things that I learned. First, you have to have character fears. Like, my characters fear a lot of things that are very damaging to their psyche. Like, the guy character, he hates when people pay attention to him when he doesn't want to because he's a K-pop idol. And then she is blind, which has its own disadvantages. Like, okay, so here's the plot, okay? The brief of it is she's blind and he's the most handsome K-pop artist like right now. And so all his life he is being psychologically manipulated for working for people who only abuse him because he is sociopathic. He's like, okay, if I get paid for it, then do whatever you want. And by doing that, he has risen to quite the popularity, but he is understanding that I can't just let people like abuse me for money. And now he's fearing of affection because he never felt it as he was a kid because he was, you know, a sociopath. But now, for his first time in his life, he saved this girl, this blind girl, from like dying. So he first time feels like what it means to care for someone else other than yourself. Then like that's like the romance aspect of it. Like, she's blind, and for some reason he is like, oh shit, like she can't see who I am, so she also doesn't know who he is. Like, imagine if you were a pretty flower but no one would notice in a world full of blind people because they can't see you. So he's like this pretty flower who is massive, like massively popular, but she doesn't even know who he is. So she's just as a kind guy who is helping her with stuff, but for him, like, she is this discovery of himself. Like, he's discovering so much about himself. He's like, damn, like, is it possible that a sociopath like me could like fall in love even though I have never fallen for anyone? Like, he never hated anyone, he never loved, he never was happy. He was just like logical, you know, just quick cash, dance, go out. So now the story is quite simple. Like, it's just about how he is starting to feel things and like thinking that, is this normal, is this what like love feels like? So it's very simple of a plot. It's not that like drama wala thing, although it has a little bit of drama in it because you have to have that in romance like comics. But yeah, Like this is my first draft. It may change in future, but it's good enough to start like rendering first chapter. Like I made this draft, tomorrow I will easily make 25 pages of this, and then another 25, and then another 25, and like it's done, baby. In like 60, 70 pages this manga would be wrapped up. They would have their happy or sad ending, which I am hopeful for, that people might like, because there's nothing more I adore than a sad love stories. Like I'm a sucker for those kind of stories. So but it has to do justice though. Like it can't just end with them both dying. Like that's stupid. Like that was pointless. They're not gonna end like that though. Like that's like for real. But they will lose something meaningful in their life that they thought holded a lot of value by the end of the story, for their own betterment. Like, their life will become better once they leave that thing. But now I just gotta decide what that thing is, which is the frustrating yet like the most adventurous part. Like if you don't like this part, like why are you even making comic? Writing and drawing mindlessly is fun, but it doesn't make it great. And greatness is what we are here for. And with that being said, today's vlog ends. And if you haven't checked out previous vlogs, please do check it out. And bye. Let's see you tomorrow.